Judy Mangini, thank you so much for joining me at the Blues Hotel. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to talk to you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Are you kidding me? You want to talk to
No.
me?
Yeah, of course.
Nice. Well, I'm ready to talk.
So,
People that know me know I
excellent,
don't have a problem with talking.
excellent. Okay, what I want to do is I just want to start off by asking you how your journey with music began. What got you into the blues?
Well, let's see. Ever since I was a little girl, it's all I ever wanted to do. I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
be a teacher or a nurse like most little girls. I've always wanted to perform. Unfortunately, I didn't have the support from my family. So I started a family young and I raised my family. I did join a rock band back in the early 80s. And at that time, excuse me, I had two babies, 15 months apart. And, coming in at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and then having to get up at 6:30, I just couldn't do it. My butt was
Yeah.
dragging. So I had to make a choice. And I chose my kids. I chose my family. So I never thought that I was going to live my dream. I never thought that I was going to have the opportunity to sing and write my own stuff. I've been writing poems since I was a
Mm,
little girl. And then when I
right.
was 12 years old, my mom and dad got me an acoustic guitar. So I started playing that and writing my own music. My brother and I, he also plays guitar. We started playing together and writing together, and we would perform in front of our family. Then my brother's friend, Bill Kinser, he plays an amazing acoustic guitar. He joined, and we started playing out at private events. And mind you, I was 15, 16 years old. But we played a restaurant in Oxford, PA. We played private events like for Boeing Corporation and just things like that, family parties. But then I got married and then I had kids and I put that on the back burner and never thought it would ever happen for me. So my husband and I, we moved to Lewis permanently. And I had an opportunity to sing in a classic rock band, and we raised our family, and we were on our own now, so no obligations other than to ourselves. So I
Mm.
asked him, "What do you think?" And he said, "Well, it's up to you." So it's what I always wanted to do. So I did that for 2.5 years, but I started listening to more blues. The older, the longer I went through my years. And there's something about it. And my husband even said, when you sing the blues, you sound different. And I said, because I feel that music. So I told the guys
Mm.
I wanted to do more of that in the band that I was in. And they weren't that interested in it. We added a couple, but they really weren't that interested. And I was just not happy. And I was yearning to do more of that. And I was writing my own music. And they weren't interested in that. So I decided to start Judy Sings the Blues, and that was almost April, it'll be 13 years ago. And I hit the ground running because, I'm not getting any younger.
No.
I promote heavy and I push and I push. And, this is not the easiest business to be
No.
in.
No.
So,
Never
but
say never, though.
what's that?
Never say never.
No, and I love a challenge. My husband will tell you that. I love a challenge. You tell me no, okay? Watch this.
Lovely. I like it.
That's kind of my history, how I got to Judy Sings the Blues. But in that 13 years, I've released 3 albums.
Yep.
The first one was with my previous players, and it was good. It was a good album, but you learn a lot as you go when you record and what's expected, and you don't want to rush things. And the last album, Judy, this one,
Yes, that's the
Got Deep
one.
Path Live.
Yep.
I think it's by far the best that I've done. And to do a live album is very intimidating because it's what it is.
It is what it is.
There's no correcting anything, so it was perfection almost, I have to say. It was really well done. Mid-South Audio Studio, Milton, Delaware, in the United States. They recorded it and mixed it. And in Kendall Studio, my friend Paul Janoka, who's a genius at mastering and mixing and recording all of it. Sorry. I have 2 little mouthy dogs. That's Ozzy.
Beautiful.
Perfect name for him.
Oh, yes.
They did, all of them did a great job in recording, mixing, and mastering. and it's been charting since it's released to radio stations since May.
Yeah, I
So I'm
believe.
excited. I'm excited about that. It was on the Grammy ballot for 2025. That was
Yes,
just the fact that I was on the ballot. I won.
I
That's all
would
I
have been
needed.
stoked. Yeah,
I won.
yes. I am so intrigued by how well this particular album of yours has gone.
Yeah,
I
me too.
I think it's a fantastic album,
Thank
and
you.
one of the look I believe one of the standout track for me is probably your standout track as well. I would say, and that's that I Miss You.
Yes. That was
I
the whole
think that
reason I wanted to record this CD was for that one song. I wanted that song to be recorded.
yeah, okay, okay.
And
Have
I
you?
think it's the song everybody can relate to, really.
Yes, and is that the standout track on the album for
For
you?
me, for me, it is. It's funny because that's the whole reason I wanted it to be recorded. And I think it's the best song that I've ever written, but it's not
Mm.
the one that everybody is playing. And,
Hmm.
my husband and I have chatted about it, and he said, well, it's a slow song. A lot of people like, the faster songs, and I get that. But, I just, even today when I listen to it, it still makes me cry. It still brings tears to my eyes.
Mm.
It's not lyrically spectacular, but it's a passionate song that everybody can relate to. And, I just, and it's funny because when I started to perform it live, the audience, I had somebody say, that's your Grammy song. So, and I thought, like I said, I thought it was the best song that I've written so far, and I still do. But, it's not what the DJs are playing. And I look at it this way. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own taste. Joe Smith may love me, and Mary Carter, these are just make-believe names, just doesn't get it, and that's fine. I have my fans, they love me, and that's what matters. That's what's important to me. And some people like my music, some people don't. And some DJs are going to play one song and other DJs are going to play something else. And I've gotten great feedback about that song, I Miss Your ... It's fill in
Mm.
the blank.
Mm.
But yeah, it's the one that they're playing the most is Help Me or Tricks. They're the ones that's getting the most airplay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm okay
Wow.
with that. You play my
Yeah. No. Of
music.
course. Play it.
Play my
Play it.
music.
That's it. Yeah. Do you have a following over here, over in Australia, or not? Have you heard anything?
I do only because of the DJs that are playing me. It's not like here,
Yeah.
but I do have people that do listen to me because I can track where the listeners are and what they're
Of
listening
course.
to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all over the world. I don't know how many I have in
Yeah.
Australia, but
Yeah.
the more DJs play my music, the more I'll get.
Indeed. Indeed. Because over here, there's the Australian Blues and Roots. Abarak. I can't think of the actual number. The Australian Blues and Roots airplay charts. There's a lot. So it mainly focuses on Australian blues and roots. However, there are a few international artists that actually hit those charts too. So it's yeah. We
Yeah.
like. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think Australia has a huge following for blues. I mean, blues and roots is like compared to the older days, it's grown to be such a broad genre.
Yeah. Well,
So
and I think too, it's funny because Europe has a huge following in blues, especially in the Netherlands, in that area. They love blues, and I've been told by quite a few people, you need to go there. They would love you there. And I'm gonna be 65 in 6 days, so I'm not playing as much as I used to. Getting
yep.
old, I'm getting old, so I pick and choose, and I'm not looking to tour. I'm not looking to travel abroad.
Mhm.
I'm content to be close to home. We're regional now. We're more of a
Yep.
regional band, and we're all happy with that. My bass player, Jan Zukowski, he played for the Nighthawks for 30 years.
Okay.
So he's done all that.
Yeah.
He's not into traveling anymore, and I completely understand. I do. And my drummer, Ray Lombardo, he played in the Army Jazz Blues Band. And he did that for 3.5 years. I'm probably saying that wrong, and I'll get corrected later. But and we're all getting older. We're all in a we want to stay close to home. We have families. We have other interests, and they've been playing my guitar player, my guitar player, Lynn Doughton. He would probably travel because he's like he's like me. It's all he's ever wanted to do, and I don't know how far he would go, but he would probably travel. But he is probably by far the best guitar player that I have ever shared the stage with or in the area. He's just phenomenal, and he's tasty. He's not a shredder. He's a very tasty player. It's a comfort to work with him. But
Sure.
anyway, in Australia, I do have some fans, but only because of the DJs like you that play my music.
Fantastic. No, it's a fantastic album. I can't fault it.
Yeah, well, and I can't forget Brian Cunningham. He just became a pastor. My sax player just became a pastor, so it's Pastor Cunningham now. I'm so proud of him. Something that he's always wanted to do. Such a nice guy. It's perfect for him. He's early 40s, so he's young for being a pastor. Yeah. But he's working, so he can't travel, and he's busy, and he has his own project, the Brian Cunningham Project. And when he plays the sax, I'm like, Kenny G who? Because he's phenomenal player, really. And I'm honored to share the stage with them. And I was just beside myself that they joined me on this CD, So yeah, if you guys keep playing my music in Australia, they'll probably be more familiar.
Yeah, sure. So do you have any band engagements at all? Like any major interactions when you've toured?
Oh, yeah. I mean, no matter where we are, whether it's Delaware, Pennsylvania, Maryland, in this regional area, we've got people that have been following us for, almost 13 years, and it's growing. I and it's funny because when I go out and I perform, I say, how many of you are here for the first time to hear us? And I'm amazed at how many people put their hand up. Yeah. Something, okay, well, there's more fans.
Yeah,
so it happens a lot, and it's kind of strange for me sometimes because the reaction that I get from people, because I'm just Judy Mangini and I sing. That's all. I'm just a regular person like anybody else. I have kids, I have grandkids, I have a boat, I shop, I do everything everybody else does. And the reaction I get from some people makes me feel like a rock star. But sometimes it's like a little freaky.
Yeah. So does it ever become overwhelming?
No, not yet. No, and my husband's my sound guy, and he's with me all the time. So if anything, he's there. He's Lovely. There. And I got my guys. My guys, they're there for me too. Nothing like what I've seen on TV or on the internet. Thank goodness, I've never had that.
There's a few different venues in Perth. Not a lot. I think blues needs a bigger exposure in Western Australia. In places like Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, there's a massive blues following.
Yeah.
The social clubs are actually have the backing of the Blues Foundation behind them. So they have blues contests, and they do this blues challenge to come over to
IBCs.
The IBCs.
They just had them. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. I think there's 2 or 3 clubs in Australia that actually follow that. And
the whole country, 3?
3, yeah. Yep.
It's funny because when I tell people, I'm Judy and I sing the blues, and blues, I'm like, it's not your great grandfather's blues anymore. Some people,
it's not.
There are bands that still play traditional blues. I'm not a traditional blues player, and I've had people say, "Oh, you're not blues." Well, it's blues and funk and soul. What I do, and so it's not your standard traditional blues. No, it's not. But it does have it does lean blues. Most of my stuff does lean blues, but
Yeah.
it's got more of a funk feel to it, the stuff that I write. And,
Yeah.
when you grow up, I grew up listening to Elvis and Herb Albert and Johnny Cash and, a lot of country.
Yep.
A lot
Yep.
of country. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan
Yeah.
of country, sorry, but,
No.
some people are. And that's what I said earlier. Everybody has tastes and opinions. But, I had a lot of influences. So whether it was country or jazz or pop or blues, it's what I was drawn to. And, you make it your own. Sometimes people just kind of take an influence, like Janis Joplin. I've been compared to Janis Joplin.
Yeah.
I don't see it, but, I guess people do. And, she was blues. But if you listen to her and that BB King, not
No.
anything, can't even compare it, not even the same.
No.
So it's interpretation, it's how you feel it and how you interpret the music. And so that's just the way I see it when it comes to that. But in the United States, and just in Delaware where I live, since I'm an original artist, I don't do a lot of cover tunes. So it's even harder to find a venue to bring you in because I'm an original artist. But they're here, and the fans that come are so appreciative of it. And there's one place that I love to play, the St. George's Country Store, St. George's, Delaware. It's a tiny little old store, small. It seats maybe 40 people, and everybody that's there is there to hear and listen. They're there to listen to your stories, and that's why I love it there. As an original artist, that means everything to you because they're not there to chit chat. They're going to chit chat because they bring with their friends or eating dinner. So they're going to have some chit chatters, but most of the time they're there to listen. But I do have enough to keep me busy, here locally, with the venues. So that's kind of shocking. It's such a huge country as Australia, and there's so few to support it.
Yep. Yeah. So,
but thank God for you DJs that introduce your listeners to the music.
Yes, I know. If it wasn't for us, I don't think
we wouldn't be talking right now.
We wouldn't be talking right now. It's actually, I got to know you through a promoter. What was her name?
Our Child Promotions.
That's the one.
Frances.
Yeah. Yep. She seems really lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. They're a great company. They recently suffered an illness, so they're taking some downtime now. And hopefully they'll be back. Easy to work with. They did a great job in getting my music out there. I hope everything works out because I would suggest people when they get back into it that people reach out and give them a shot because they don't offer everything that some of the promotion companies do, but really, Kelvin, all I wanted was my music to get out to the radio stations. I just wanted people to hear my music.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't looking to tour or anything like that. And some of them didn't want to work with me because I didn't want to tour. I don't tour. Well, what if somebody wants to hear your music? I said they could come to my shows. They could buy my album. There's other ways to get your music out without touring. And I think people are going to start realizing that when AI starts taking over because, I'm sick about it because like I said, as an original artist, I don't want them messing with my stuff.
No.
It's my stuff. It's my property and it belongs to me. Nobody gives anybody permission to, I've never given anybody permission to use my stuff. There's no signature anywhere. But when AI comes along and they start getting a lot more involved, the people are going to have to start putting their thinking caps on and figure out different ways to get their music out, unfortunately.
It's pretty scary, that AI, isn't it?
It is. It is scary. Very scary. And I don't think people realize what can happen.
No.
And unfortunately, us as humans, we got to learn the hard way. You try to warn them, then you're a conspiracy theorist, or, you're a wacky doodle.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Humans.
So what's next for you, Judy? Are you still going to continue on with Judy Sings the Blues? Are you still going to tour and you still make albums and
I'm going to do this as long as God will allow me to do it. I have cut back on my schedule because, like I said, I am getting older, and I can't do every weekend, 2 or 3 times a weekend. I do have family that, I got grandkids and great grandkids, and, we do live at the beach. So we have a boat, and we like to fish and crab and go out and enjoy ourselves. And I don't want to be on I got a gig tonight. I got to go in by 3, and I don't want that all the time.
Yeah.
I want to be able to. My husband just turned 71 yesterday, and we've talked a lot about this. I said, there's a lot more behind us than what's in front of us. So we're being picky and choosing what is important in our lives at this point and what we want to do. And although I love singing and I love playing, it just won't be as much. So you're going to have to be picky and choosy if you want to come see me.
That's it. Yeah.
Check your schedule. No. Mark me down on your calendar.
That's it.
But no, I'm going to do this for as long as I can. I love it. I love the feedback from the audience. I love how they respond. When I see somebody crying in the audience, I know that I've touched them. Or where they give me a standing ovation. I mean, how do you walk away from that? Yeah. How do you walk away from connecting with people like that?
Yeah. Really emotional
they react
stuff.
To my art like that. It's just everything to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it should be. So it should be.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well,
anyway,
Judy,
writing music, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle the last few years. Some people don't get it, but I lost my soul dog, Coco. I wear his necklace. Friends gave this to me right after he died 6 years ago. And it's one of my greatest losses. It's like we could read each other's minds. And I've had pets my whole life. I have kids. He was like one of my kids. It's just, I had him for almost 16 years. He was with me every day of my life. I never left. I never went away he was always with me, unless I had a gig. He didn't go with me to the gig.
Yeah.
But since his passing, it's like I lost my mojo. And it's funny, I miss that song. I was trying to write a song about him. Everybody kept telling me, you need to write a song about him and that'll help heal. And I can't be pressured to write a song. It has to just come to me. And most of the time when I write a song, I'm cleaning the bathroom or doing the dishes or taking a shower, something mundane, and then they'll come to me. So I can't push myself to write a song. This song, I Miss You, or I was trying to write a song about him. And then I started to think about my husband. My goodness, what would happen if I lost him? I mean, if I'm this sad over Coco, what would happen if I lost him? So I started thinking about it. I said, I would miss everything. That's why I miss your ... fill in the blank. I would miss his smile. I would miss his touch. I would miss the scent of his skin. I would miss his everything. So, but I'm not giving up on songwriting. I'm just allowing, some people say you just have to take a break and then all of a sudden it'll come to you. And, I have written one. We haven't done anything with it. It's just on paper right now. But, and sometimes I'll write a song and I'll put it down on paper and I'm like, crumple, throw it away. So I'm not happy with it.
Yeah.
So it's just, songwriting is interesting. I could do 2 in one day sometimes and then nothing for a month or 2, and then I'll write another one, and then another one, and then another one. But yeah, lately it's been hard, and I'm not pushing it. I'll just wait till my head's in the toilet cleaning it one day. Another one will come.
Isn't that how it goes though?
I said rock star one day, and the next day my head's in the toilet. Yay!
That's it.
Somebody's got to clean it.
No, that's it. No, but no, it's like one of the, a guy I spoke to, Lewis King. He's from Melbourne. He writes songs. He writes songs in the bathroom. He writes songs having a shave. So it just happens. It just happens anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, I could be in the shower. I could be dusting, and then usually the music will come to me. The beat, the bass. My husband says you always make it easy for the bass player. And I usually let the guitar, I usually let Lynn just, I know what I want structurally.
Yep.
But him and I are we're just, the chemistry is there. We're connected musically. And I'll tell him what I want. Like on, He Hit Her, the song I did, He Hit Her on my last album, Come Over Here. I said I wanted a Quentin Tarantino feel. And he goes, you mean like this? And he played it, this Latin jazz is what he calls it. And I said, perfect.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
so I just allow him to feel what he feels. And he does it. He does it every time. It's exactly what I hear in my head. It's like he's in there and he can hear what I want. But, I just usually give him the tempo. There's certain little things that I want in the song that I hear. One of the songs, the bass goes, "Ooh." And if you don't do it, I kind of side eye because where's my run down the line? And
Yes.
uh-oh.
Jay.
And
Yeah.
we laugh about it because certain things are important that I write in the song. But
No, of
I
course.
usually let the guys, whatever they feel in the song, as long as they stay in the structure. And it always beautiful, man. It's beautiful writing music with these guys. It really is. I pinch myself every day that I share the stage with such talent. I mean, it took me a while to get there, but I'm happy.
All your bandmates, are they all friends from way back, or you've just come along
No,
the
no, well,
way?
I met them at jams. We have blues jams here.
Yeah.
And, Lynn, I've known Lynn, geez, since right before I started, because I started to scout for players. So 2000, gosh, I started this band in 2012.
Mm.
It was like 2011. I started going to the jams and, listening to players. But at that time, he was in quite a few other bands and he worked full time. Now he's been with the Teletones for quite a few years. So that's his first obligation. And I appreciate that. But then he's also in a couple other bands and he fills in, but people need a guitar player. He fills in, but pretty much and it's funny because he said, I'll help you out, but I'm not your guitar player. He would say that to me all the time. And I'd be, okay, I get it. And I'm always looking for my guitar player, but Lynn's my guitar player. And
Yeah.
I don't care what he says. He's my guitar player. And I told him when one of my guitar players quit years ago, I was stuck because I had a gig in 3 days. And I was trying to find a band to take the gig because I didn't want to leave the venue high and dry. And then I had New Year's Eve gig 2 weeks later. So I called him up because he was in two bands. Either one of your band. I didn't even know I had his phone number. So let's start there. I didn't even know I had his phone number. So I'm looking, trying to figure out who I go calling up. Oh, Lynn. So I call him up and he gets back to me. He goes, no, he said, neither one of the bands are available. I'm like, all right, well, what are you doing this Friday? So if if the bands are available, that means he's not playing. So what are you doing this Friday? He goes, oh man, I can't do that. But he did. He called me back a few minutes later and he said, you know what? Send me the music. I'll help you out. In 3 days, he learned 30 songs. He got me through the night. And then he did my gig 2 weeks later for New Year's. So I told him it was divine intervention. I didn't know I had his phone number. I called him up. He bailed me out twice, for the New Year's and the gig 3 days.
Yeah.
And he helped me out. And then he said, I'll help you out. I'll get you through till February, give you time to find another guitar player. So that guitar player didn't work out. So he came back and helped me again until I found another guitar player. And that one I had for 3.5 years, and then COVID happened, and the band fell apart. But I really wanted to record Come Over Here. So I hired musicians to help me record Come Over Here. Lynn's just been there ever since. But he's not my guitar.
Wow. Jeez.
He is my guitar player.
Dedication.
Well, between divine intervention and the chemistry that we have and the comfort that and we're friends. We're really, him and his wife, Rosie, they're wonderful people. I love them. I love them both to death. Their family, their whole family, great. Jan Zukowski, him and his wife, Terry, we've become friends. And Ray, we're all friends now. And of course, Brian and Cece, yeah, it's nice not just to, to hire somebody to do a gig. It's nice that we all get along so well and we enjoy sharing the stage with each other. That makes all the difference in the world. The tension, the drama, I don't need any of that. If you see me singing on stage and my shoulders are up here, it's not good.
No.
Something's amiss.
No.
Oh, I just gave one of my secrets away.
You'd want to run, I think. Yep. Yeah.
No, I'm not used to being up this early. My hair is not done, my makeup. I'm usually in my pajamas. I'm usually still in my pajamas this early in the morning.
Jeez, no.
Finishing my coffee.
Wow. Look,
I turn a light around.
I really appreciate you taking the time then.
Well, it's almost your bedtime now, isn't it?
It is. It is. What time is it?
And I just woke up.
10:47 at night. Yeah.
9:47 here in the morning.
In the morning. Wow. That time here soon.
This has been fun. I was looking forward to this, and I love your accent.
No, really? Wow.
I love your accent. Yeah.
I get Americans and Canadians mixed up all the time, so.
Well, we don't have accents.
Don't hold it against me.
Whenever I hear an Australian accent, that's not a knife. This is a knife. Anyway.
Yeah.
What else did you want to ask? Anything else?
Look, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I appreciate you taking the time, Judy. It's been great.
Well, my life's not that interesting. I started out, I started out young, but then I had kids, and it kind of interrupted things until I turned 50 years old, and I was 50 years old when I started singing again, and then 52 when I started this band. I'll be 65 next week. It's 13 years almost. April will be 13 years, like I said earlier, that I've been doing this. And God willing, I'll continue to do it for as long as I can. So,
yeah.
As long as people will listen, come see me.
Yeah. Or
without fans, there's no us,
You'll have to do a live stream at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that. I can do that. Get the guys together. Actually, when the next time we do a gig, I'll have to get somebody to go Facebook Live.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I'll announce it. Somebody will go Facebook Live tonight, so make sure you tune in. So that way, all you people in Australia, let's see, if it'd be morning for you. So if it's 9:00 p.m. For us, it's 9:00 a.m. for you. Is that right?
Pretty much. 12
hour difference. So you're
10:40. Yeah.
So it'd be 11-hour difference.
Yeah.
So if I'm at 9:00 at night, it'll be 10:00 in the morning for you. You'll be awake. You'll be able to listen.
Yes, of course. You word me up, and I'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Set your alarm on your clock.
I will indeed. All right, Judy. I appreciate you taking the time. I'm going to let you go. And I hope we get the opportunity to do this again.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Kelvin. Well, you have a good day. Take care of yourself.
You too. Take care, Judy. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It's an honor that you want to interview me. It really is.
Oh, fantastic. Anytime.
Take care.
You too. Take care, Judy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Right, bye-bye.